The end is near, my darling. The end is near, my friend. The end is near, my darling. So you better take my hand and then sing this song together. Song about the end. The end is near. The end is near, my friends. Oh yeah.
They say absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. But the way I see it, life is like a building site. You dig deep, build high, and use your head. But sometimes you still gotta get your hands dirty. That's why natural-born builders play Constructor, the unrivaled strategy game by System 3. I want to build a better world, one where tenants and workers can live together in perfect harmony. And if that means ruffling a few feathers, neutralizing a few rivals, becoming a millionaire and winning the game, so what? Real builders ain't out to win any popularity contests. Constructor is a virtual town simulator that allows you to play solo or with up to 3 friends. The game's all about land ownership. You play a property tycoon aiming to control the city. Phase 1, lure chumps into the neighborhood, trade up from a lumber mill to a cement plant so you can build housing, then fill the town with workers and tenants to breed children who will grow up to afford more luxurious accommodations, yada yada yada. But if you want to succeed in a real estate game, rule number 1 is keep your tenants happy.
My business is beginning to suffer, and that cannot be allowed to happen.
Rule number 2 is make your opponent stay as stressed out and miserable as possible. Okay, I'll be straight with you. Constructor is not about what you know, it's about who you know. Take, for example, this lovable duo, Psycho. Attacks building sites and saws up fences. A true artist with a chainsaw. And Hippie. He's not just an expert in the art of redirection, he's also a one-man wrecking ball and an instant street party animal. Even the most harmless-looking characters can spell danger for your opponents. Use Mr. Fix-It to bungle their gas pipes, foul up their electronics, and plumb new depths of incompetence. Remember, natural-born builders play dirty. I find my tenants can't abide poltergeists, so whenever they start getting spooked by a phantom, I turn to my cinematic interface and call for reinforcements. Send in the clown. When you're a constructor, you can't please all the people all the time. Of course, I've known my share of law-abiding rivals who play strictly kosher. They suck up to the bank manager for loans and overdrafts, and when the going gets tough, they just create their own police force. But in this richly detailed, high-resolution world, it's much more fulfilling to borrow money from the mob, run protection rackets, and eliminate anyone who stands in your way. Another tactical tip from yours truly: breed to succeed. Keep the hometown spawning, and in no time you'll have your own ready-made population of tenants and law enforcement. So you're gonna want to build properties at every level, from the rabble to the upper crust. But along the way, you'll also want to enjoy the endless variety of gameplay. Build your own maps in the new Town Designer. Share your missions, maps, and challenges with your friends online. Learn the ropes thanks to a fully interactive tutorial voiced by none other than yours truly. Well, that one squeezed in nicely. And expand your world with regularly downloadable content and game updates. Natural-born builders love it. They love building a better world. They love building a fortune. They love building stress in their rivals. And should you ever get out-trumped, at least you can always take comfort in having played the most enjoyable strategy game ever devised, thanks to its 3D isometric engine, whatever that means. So go ahead and get digging, my friend. That is, if you think your hard hat is hard enough. Constructor by System 3.
To master the construction game, you'll need to be streetwise. It's not all above board in the world of Constructor. Luckily, our series of undesirable guides will add a few more tools to your belt. Introducing the hippie. You'll need to build a commune to gain control of this halfwit. The hippie has 4 actions at his disposal. Picketing an enemy site. Either target an enemy resource, halting their production, or stress out an enemy tenant by picketing their house. This will pressure the tenant inside, leading them to complain and potentially damage the property. You can lay down some beats by sending him to start a street party. This will distract your opponents whilst you get up to no good. This layabout will happily squat in any unattended property. He'll be reckless in taking care of the place too, leading that fresh-looking interior to soon be infested with his stench. And if your opponent somehow manages to squat in one of your vacant properties, you'll be able to send your own hippie to distract him into the garden whilst you kick his head in. Be aware, hippies are as skinny and as brittle as they look. They will not be surviving many fights, so keep them out of trouble and use them when the streets are safe. Introducing the Gangster.
You talking to me?
Of course, the Gangster works for the mob and is a decisive member of our undesirable family. Here's what you'll need to do to get him involved in your criminal underworld. We're going to need to build up to the brickyard. This involves us building each of the Tier 1 and Tier 2 properties. Remember, the personal computer from the Gadget Factory will allow us to produce smarter tenants. Install it, and you'll be able to sprout out those higher level tenants in no time. Each tier of tenant offers a specialist child that they can produce. Tier 1 will produce you workers, Tier 2, police cadets, and Tier 3, well, they'll begin bribing the mob for you. Just what we'll need. With each bribe, you give a gangster an allowance of 1 hit. Once you've built the brickyard, the mob HQ will now be available to you. Build it to unlock gangsters. Each gangster starts off with just a knife in their hand. With each kill, you'll gain the appropriate upgrade for that gangster. You can use the undesirable thief to steal from your opponent's mob HQ and gangsters to speed up this process even further. Successfully doing so will upgrade your lowest ranking gangster. Think wisely on who to take out. Attacking your opposition's foreman will stop them from building. Taking out a repairman will leave their buildings in disrepair. Removing their tenants will leave them with a population headache. Or use them to guard your important structures and take out unwilling rivals undesirables who are nearby. Each will add up, making your gangsters ever stronger. Get the appropriate amount of kills with your gangster and you'll have an inventory to boot, from SMGs, shotguns, miniguns, and even the ultimate laser gun. Before you know it, you have a team of highly trained gangsters who can truly eradicate your opponents. Just watch out for the police in the process. These gangsters don't fare well in the nick. Introducing Mr. Fix-It. To gain control of Mr. Fix-It, you'll need to build his rickety-looking builder's warehouse. Mr. Fix-It offers you 3 unhelpful actions. He's quite the cowboy builder. Rewiring an enemy property. Mr. Fix-It can rewire a house for the bonus effect of utter electrical chaos. Sparks fly, and the house will be plunged into darkness, disabling any useful gadgets inside. How about a more explosive action? Rip out the gas boiler and create a serious hazardous leak. It's only inevitable that this doesn't end well. Or cause a serious flood that could knock out an entire estate.
There appears to be an artificial lake appearing on your estate. Try not leaving your bath running so long next time.
He's not the quickest of our undesirable bunch, so the police will be hot on his tail if you're not careful. Introducing the Thief.
Alright, my son, yeah.
The pesky thief lives his scrawny life in his pawn shop. Build this and you'll have access to it. He steals for a living. Need more resources and want to slow your opponent down in the process? Target an enemy resource and leave that place empty. How about stealing from your opponent's houses in order to improve stock of gadgets in your own inventory? It'll also stress out the tenant, as they've just been burgled.
Someone has been stealing items from properties on the estate.
Need money fast and don't want to go to the bank for a loan? Well, just rock up and take it straight from an enemy HQ. This will take months of hard-earned rent straight from their pocket. If you're in the market for some better weaponry, why not silence an enemy gangster, pinching his weapon from right under his nose? Alternatively, head straight for the enemy mob HQ and improve one of your own gangsters' provisions.
A sneaky thief has been operating in the area and has stolen one of your gangsters' weapons.
One warning, this thief isn't a fan of a snarling dog, so you won't be stealing much if he's going to get bitten. Introducing the Thugs. The bruising thugs live out of their concrete tenant block. They'll create some serious noise. The thugs' number one goal is to terrorize. You can have them terrorize a tenant, stressing them out so much that they'll pack their bags and leave. This allows you to potentially replace those living inside. Start an unwanted house party, trashing and stressing out the household. Patrol the streets of an estate and get everyone stressed out. Just watch out for the cops. And then if a rival gang rear their head in town, organise a punch-up. Just hope you come out the winner. Loud and unruly are the thugs, but liable to police brutality. Introducing the Poltergeist. This haunted old mansion plays host to a spooky guest. He's damn right terrifying too. Use him to possess a character, effectively taking them out of the game. This could stop your opponent from being able to do vital actions. However, whilst you've done this, the haunted house will remain vacant and you won't be able to use any other actions. Or choose to haunt a house and scare off the tenants. Doing so will have them instantly flee. Might even force their owners to sell the house too. Enduring a character under the cloak of darkness effectively turns them invisible. Think of what you could get up to with an undercover gangster.
Let's go. Talking to me? It's done.
Or you could choose to terrify an entire neighborhood by raising the dead. Zombies will parade the streets, leaving the police and neighbors with something to worry about. You best be afraid of this ghost, as it's practically impossible to catch him. You'd best burn down his house. Introducing the Killer Clown. The clown welcomes you to his house of fun, although it's no holiday. He's less child-friendly and more arsonist. Have you had a ghost visit? Send him to a house that a poltergeist is terrorizing, and he'll deal with the problem. Where the ghost goes, nobody knows. Fed up of getting bitten in the bottom by an enemy mutt? Your clown will give a dog a bone, as they say, whilst you get up to no good. Need a target removed from the game permanently? Welcome them as a guest to the House of Fun. In his spare time, the killer clown brews his own Molotov cocktails. Useful when you need a place torched. He's an elusive character and he'll be hard to stop. Your best luck is to just send the heavies round and get rid of the place.
Controlled demolition. Your first industrial accident.
Introducing the Psycho. This chainsaw-wielding psycho hangs out at the biker bar. He's a sandwich short of a picnic. Quite the character is the Psycho, not a welcoming one either. Target a work site and you'll put a stop to any sort of construction until he's dealt with. Taking out an enemy fence will speed up your takeovers tenfold. Just make sure to have a foreman nearby to capture the property afterwards, then sell for a good profit. Fed up of your opposition having so many buildings? Well, simply eradicate one of them entirely, putting that chainsaw to good use. The Psycho is a slow, lumbering oaf, so if you gang up on him, he won't survive a fight.
So, you think you can make it in the world of Constructor? Your predecessor wasn't up to the job. You think you can cope with the demands of the City Housing Authority and the mob, let alone those annoying tenants? Hey, I'll be in hot water if I don't explain some of the basics to you. Your ever-important cursor is controlled by using the left stick. You can push-scroll the map by moving to the sides of the screen. Hey, there's no fooling you, huh, kid? You can move the camera view around using the right stick on its own. Hey, why don't you have a look around now? You can zoom right out by holding R2 and pulling down on the right stick. Well done. Hey, you're not as dumb as you look. You can zoom back in by holding R2 and pushing up on the right stick. This is your HQ, center of all things important. You better protect it like it was one of your own. If this burns down, it'll be curtains for you. But don't worry, we'll dig you a nice grave in the yard. Instead of standing around picking your nose, get going by selecting this guy. Point your cursor at his feet and press the X button. This is your foreman. You'll need him to build your property empire. He'll instruct his own work team to do all the hard work for you while he files the risk assessments. You can move him around by pointing where you want him to go and pressing square.
Righto.
And here they come. Your workers have finally gotten out of bed to do some hard work.
Righto.
Send your foreman to the beacon we've just placed outside the HQ entrance by pointing and pressing the square button. His work team will always tag along. That was a long walk, huh? Every foreman can have a work group of up to 5 workers. If you have a full group, they'll be far more efficient, so you better add 2 more workers to this guy's team. Select the flashing Work Team button and make the group up to 5 workers. Select spare workers on the right to fill the team up to 5, and then choose the flashing Group Selection icon to bring them together. Good job! Hey, you're getting the idea with these flashing icons, huh? Now let's exit this screen. Okay, enough of all this goofing off. It's time to do some building. Let's start by placing your first building site. So let's head on over to the real estate agent. The lumber yard will be your first resource, which is handy for a moron like you. Get it up and running to supply wood for your future buildings. Try finding a legal position to place the site by moving the cursor footprint around. You can tell which land you own because it's glowing your team color. Position the cursor over where you want to build. If the cursor is red, then it's not a legal position. The arrows show which direction the gate will face. Take a look at that. A brand spanking new building site. To view the site, press X while hovering over the footings. To start working on this building, bring your men onto the site. This can be done by simply clicking on the Call Work Team icon. On the other hand, you could just tell your foreman to walk his sorry feet over there.
Okay.
Watch them build. It's a real delight. If these guys keep up their day job, they'll gain experience and become much more reliable. Congratulations! You have finished your first lumberyard. To restock it, move a work team into the building. The lumberyard will be your source of wood for years to come. Press X while hovering over the building foundations, or click the new icon that's appeared on the left-hand side of the screen. To restock this resource, call the work team into the building. Now, let's have you stock the building up. To speed up wood production, you can call a second team into the building. Yeah, you made enough of a racket, but now we got enough wood to start building our next property. Go to the real estate agent to see your new choices.
Righto.
There are now more choices of buildings you can create. Click on the Homes icon to see what's new. You now have access to 3 low-grade tenant houses. We want you to build a log cabin that will fit neatly beside your lumberyard. You can change the selected building type using the directional buttons. Press the X button to place the site. Wow, that one squeezed in real nice. Now you need to call a work team to finish the job. If your teams are busy, click on your foreman using X and move him to the site by pointing and clicking square. While people are inside a building, a flag appears outside. You can click on the base of this brown flag using X to select him.
Hey? Righto. Righto. Righto.
Yeah, we should have this new house slapped together in no time.
Righto.
Well done! Your first home has been completed and is ready to be rented out for the first time. Building a variety of houses will expand your choices
Righto.
in the future.
Righto.
Congratulations on your first tenant house, even if it is a bit, drab. To look inside and choose a tenant, hover your pointer over the base of the building and press X. This place is obviously empty. To put a tenant in this house, click on the Appoint Tenant icon. There are 5 levels of tenant, from the riffraff to the upper crust. I'm afraid you're scraping the bottom of the barrel at this stage. Take this iffy-looking pair. They got plenty of money, but they don't breed quickly enough and might damage your property. I think we better use the other.
you.
These slobs will do
Hello.
exactly
Hey.
what we need.
Hello.
Breed like
Hey.
rabbits
Hello.
to create extra workers and tenants.
Hey, you.
They've moved in and made themselves at home. Don't you love what they've done with the decor? You can find out what these tenants like and don't like by clicking on their picture. These slobs are the lowest level of tenant you can get. They're good for breeding quickly, are pretty noisy, and can cause problems for their neighbors. But as long as you don't annoy them, they can be fairly self-contained, and they don't expect too much in the way of luxuries. These areas give you information about the house and its tenant. These guys are up to date on their rent, but we need to expand our empire and breed more workers. Click on the worker icon to have them start breeding a worker instead. There you go. Your bundle of joy is on its way. This display shows you how long before your worker will report for duty at your HQ. To make your tenants a bit more active in the bedroom and deliver your children quicker, I suggest you upgrade their bedroom. Click on the Redecorate Rooms button. There are 4 rooms in this pad. Each has a different benefit, such as increasing life expectancy, relieving stress, reducing repairs, and increasing birth rate, which is what we need right now. Please select the bedroom. What a dump! There are several stages for each room that must be better than this. Select Upgrade Room to start redecorating. You'll need to call the work team inside the building to complete the upgrade. Excellent. Your team has completed the new bedroom. Doesn't that look better? Hopefully it will have the desired effect. Let's go back to the main screen and see how they're getting on. You'll notice that the birth rate has improved. The faster the dial goes round, the quicker the next baby will appear, just like in real life. They do slow down as they produce more children, but the happier they are, the quicker they breed, and the more rent they are willing to pay. Everyone wants a nice yard to go with their house, so let's start by improving the fence. At the moment, you only have a limited selection of fences available. This tenant particularly likes the privet hedge, of course. Please select and purchase it. You'll need to get those lazy workers off their coffee break and out into the yard to do some work. You better call them back out. Each fence has a different defensive ability, as well as being aesthetically pleasing to your tenants. That looks much better and will keep your tenant happy. Now, let's leave the house and have a look around, eh? You can quickly see what each house is producing. Rent, workers, or more tenants, as shown by the floating icon above the house.
Righto.
If something else is wrong, it'll be shown there instead. Now we need to teach you how to look after your developments. Let's introduce you to one of our other characters, the Repairman. Please select this fine gentleman over here. Your repairman really knows how to use a wrench. If you switch on auto repair, he will circle around all of your buildings in his current development, repairing them one after another for you. Bada bing. On the other hand, you can manually prioritize his work by moving him inside a particular building. Once the property is in immaculate condition, he'll move on to his next job. Whoa, what's going on here? This dude looks like he's up to no good. Someone has stolen some resources from your site in Katie Swallow's development. It might not be too late to catch him and get them back. Too late? He's disappeared down your subway station and looks like he's stolen all your wood. You'll need to restock that place. Get one of your teams back inside your lumberyard. Yeah, looks like something's going on in here. Let's have a look inside the house. Some people are never happy. They've sent a complaint letter to the housing authority. Click on their heads to see what's wrong. Hey, your factory has been going day and night. They're obviously not happy living next to a loud factory. Better keep them happy by getting your work team out of the factory.
Do what, eh? Righto. Righto. Righto.
What do you come on, calm down. All right, all right. All right, all right. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right.
Who's there? Righto.
That was easy to deal with. They're not always so simple. No matter how much you have, it's never enough. I think you need to buy some extra land for your next building project. Please select the world map icon. Use the directional buttons to browse through the available developments, or click on them directly. The larger the development, the more expensive it'll be. Please select the Brompton development. Now buy the development by clicking on the Buy Development icon. Use the directional buttons to browse through the available developments, or click on them directly. The larger the development, the more expensive it'll be. Please select the Brompton development. Now buy the development by clicking on the Buy Development icon. Use the directional buttons to browse through the available developments, or click on them directly. The larger the development, the more expensive it'll be. Please select the Brompton
Righto.
development. No matter how much you have, it's never enough. I think you need to buy some extra land for your next
Righto.
building project.
Righto.
Please select the world map icon. Use the directional buttons to browse through the available developments, or click on them directly. The larger the development, the more expensive it'll be. Please select the Brompton.
Righto.
No matter how much you have, it's never enough. I think you need to buy some extra land for your next building project. Please select the world map icon. Use the directional buttons to browse through the available developments, or click on them directly. The larger the development, the more expensive it'll be. Please select the Brompton development. Now buy the development by clicking on the Buy Development icon. Now that we got some more land, you can finally build your next home. Go back to your real estate agent and see what's available. Now it's time to create another tenant home. Once you have created at least one of each, it will unlock more varieties. Please select a simple lodge this time. Okay, now you can place this lodge anywhere in your new development. You'll see that you can orient the house by moving it closer to one side than the other. Or you can cycle through the directions by pressing square. Once you're happy with the position, press X to place it. Now, get those work teams on site to finish the building.
Righto. 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 Righto.
put a tenant in this new lodge. Please use the slob tenants as before.
Hey, you!
Each tenant has a certain life expectancy. You have a limited number of tenants, so you must breed more to guarantee they'll be ready when you need them later in the game. Please instruct your new tenants to breed a level 1 tenant. Well done. Now, to speed up the breeding process, you should improve their bedroom, like last time. Now please improve their fence to keep them happy. A picket fence would look very nice. Okay, if you're ready to move on, then we need to build the final low-grade property. A larger yard will please your tenant more and make it easier to decorate with objects. You can expand the edges of the plot by holding R2 and pressing the directional buttons. Once you're happy with the location of your Soweto hut, place it by pressing X. Now get one of your work teams on site to finish this building. Shacks, the Housing Authority surveyor is gonna let you build some actual houses after you've built the cement yard. This house now needs a tenant who will start paying us rent.
Hello.
We have a business to run, and we need to... It is possible to force tenants to pay more rent.
Hello.
Doing this will make them less happy, which may cause you problems, so be careful. Now, let's increase their rent by at least 25%. To make sure you keep track of what's going on in the outside world when you're inside a building, you can toggle the radar on or off by pressing R1. Well, give it a try before you exit the house. To look after these new houses, please select your other repairman. Move him to the Brompton development and set him auto-repairing. What do you want there? All right. I think it's time to buy another larger development to give you room to expand your empire. Please buy Beaverbrook Development on the world map screen. After building all the level 1 tenant houses, you can now build a cement factory on your new plot of land. Select the cement factory via the real estate agent and build this now. Now it's time to finish the building. Get one of your work teams on site and start building. The cement works has been finished and is now up and running. Now start some real buildings. We ought to get another one of those repairmen to circle this development. But we don't have any spare ones. Here's how to knock out new ones in your HQ. Are you kidding or what? If you click on the HQ icon in the top left using the square button, it'll scroll the map to its location. Alternatively, using the X button will take you straight inside. This is your HQ screen, which allows you to monitor how many people and tenants you currently have or are in production. In here, you can also convert workers into other characters. Convert 3 spare workers into a repairman by clicking the icon. Now set this new repairman to auto repair on the Beaverbrook development.
All right.
We now need a gadget factory to start manufacturing products and keep your tenants happy. Select the gadget factory and place it in your new development. Now get one of your work teams on site to finish this building. Resources to finish the building. You'll need to send a work team back to the resource to restock it before work continues. houses and yards to start being improved. Gadgets for houses, such as computers to create the next level of tenants, will soon be available. Welcome to your gadget factory. Here you can build many items to enhance the interior and exterior of your houses. Planting trees in your tenants' yards will give them the shade they need to dodge sun rays. It'll stop them complaining, too. Select the trees icon and then click again to add it to the queue. The figure in the bottom right corner shows the number waiting to be produced. You'll need to call a work team into the building to complete the production. It's a shame money doesn't grow on trees that quick, eh? Now that they are in stock, you can choose where to place them by clicking the Deliver icon. Please put 2 trees in a single yard. Use X to place a marker, and the delivery man will bring it to the site shortly. Just make sure it's in a legal position in the yard. Once you've placed all objects that you want to, press circle to exit the mode. Oh yeah, I can smell their green thumbs from here. Now return to the gadget factory to see what else will improve your tenants' lives. More gadgets are now available. The Hokey Cokey 2000 is a state-of-the-art personal computer which will enrich child education. Build lots of computers so we can start producing better tenants. Now let's get one of these delivered to your posh Soweto hut. Select the Deliver button to have your delivery guy personally transported. Target the Soweto hut and press square to begin the delivery. All right. Plug and play. Let's go inside and check the gadget screen to see if they've turned it on correctly. Jeez, you can really see the 256 colors in all their glory. Gadgets can also be collected by the tenant himself to avoid waiting for a delivery. Now with the computer installed, this property is able to produce next level. This level 2 tenant will be the perfect choice for our state-of-the-art bungalow. So let's go build one while we wait for the whippersnapper to grow up. Oh, baby, I've always wanted a bungalow. Get your work team on site to build it. Production has halted. An enemy spy has wandered on site. We need to get rid of him as soon as possible. Your workers can attack any enemy character. Select one of your workers and then hover over the enemy and press square to attack. Alternatively, you can select multiple characters by lassoing them.
Right. Boy. Daybreak. Hello. Daybreak. What? Daybreak. Oi. Oi. Daybreak. Oi. Daybreak. Oi. Daybreak. Oi. Oi. Oi.
Hello. Righto, eh?
Daybreak.